Hi everyone, welcome to this free video playthrough for the current Legacy 9-hole cup in Golf Clash. Divisions on the screen that this video relates to. Please hit thumbs up, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Replays and adjustments for all 9 holes, timestamps in the description down below. Remember to keep checking the channel for plenty of tournament content and other stuff to help you in Golf Clash. Good luck, and remember, some of these shots may be the old ball attributes before they doubled in the game, so bear that in mind. The shots will still work absolutely fine. Good luck, here we go. This is a route to green with a Titan. You can tweak this setup though if you don't like the fine line that I'm playing here. P3 max stretched, bullseye in the middle of that, or rather pointing towards the middle of that fairway pad with APOC 5 and above. And then we're going with 5.8 top spin and a bar and a half of left spin. APOC 4, you will need to push up 1.7 rings after you adjust and just try and establish your aim as best you can. Of course, there are other methods here. You could go with a berserker if you wanted to, or you could try a different route completely. We're going to go max plus 5, power 3 settings. Have to zoom in a bit here because the tree might be in the way. Like I said, this is a bit of a narrow line. If you're not comfortable with it, then please tweak it. We're going full overpower. It's a nice slow needle, no curl, and we hit perfect. You can, of course, move your aim slightly to the side if you don't like the fact that that second bounce is very, very close to the rough, but we roll out very nicely, just about, for an easy wedge. Sniper shot for the hole in one here. We're going to go with 3.9 top spin and 3 left spin, and I'm finding a consistent landing spot there. You'll see if you move back and forwards, the bull guide jumps a bit, but try and get the spot correct. A little bit of a gap between the yellow ring and the bunker, and you'll see most of the white ring is overlapping onto the second fairway patch, but try and find that nice consistent spot with the bull guide going to the hole. Take a token or two to familiarise yourself with finding that position, because, like I said, there are a few places where the bull guide jumps a bit. Mid plus 30, power 3 numbers, and we're playing with sniper 10 numbers here. Centre the ball and hit perfect. Subject to any wind angle tweaks, of course, we're bouncing very comfortably in the rough, rolling down to the green and dropping right at the pin. We're going to go aggressive here with a berserker, and we're setting up with the left side of the inner ring, or the green ring, touching the bunker at P5 max rest with APOC 5 and above. 5.8 top spin and 2 right spin. And then my adjustment here is going to be maximum distance with 0 elevation. And we're using power 5 numbers. And then we've got to do some pushing up here. You are going to have a bit of a shake on the needle, unfortunately. We are pushing up a total of 16 yards with APOC 5 and above. That will be, of course, a total of 22 yards with APOC 4. A ball of curl to the right. You can see it a little bit of a shake on it. It will be pretty shaky with APOC 4, unfortunately, because you will be close to max. But do the best you can. Bouncing on the fairway, might need a wind strength tweak in lower winds or higher winds, but we're catching the rough and rolling out. Drive distance of 434. Now, this shot here is taken from a different drive. Top white fringe check of plus 7. So have that top of the white ring touching the beginning of the fringe at the back of the green. And then I'm going to add some backspin. The reason I'm playing where I am here rather than bouncing on the fringe is there are glitchy spots. You can see I'm moving up and down to make sure I've got a consistent position. So the backspin may vary, but you want the ball guide just to be short of the hole because there is tailwind here. For a plus 7, top of the white ring touching the fringe check, we're going to play that 36% slider, 0 elevation. If you're not within yards for the check, which is highly unlikely though, then drive distance reference, this was taken from a drive 436 yards. Pull over the bullseye, great chance for your albatross here with the perfect ball, bouncing on the green and rolling in right at the pin for the albatross. Please do join us over on Facebook. We have an ever-growing community of players there. Over 16,000 members. Head over to Facebook, search for BK Golf Clash and submit your member request there. Free to join. There are free guides posted, lots of shot sharing and discussion points. You can chat and interact with me as well, and loads more over on Facebook. So head over there and search for BK Golf Clash. Good chance for a hole-in-one here with the sniper, and a very simple adjustment. We are going to go with 3.2 backspin, and then we are adding spin and setting up with the ball guide pointing at the left edge of the cup. You will see there is a little bit of the yellow ring poking out from the rough. So just get those two references in with spin added. That's what you're looking for. 7.8 wind, I'm adjusting this 7.8 rings. That is equivalent to a 1-to-1. Always best if you can keep the wind below 8 miles per hour. I've not tested this one in higher winds, so you might want a token if so. Perfect ball away here, bouncing nicely in the rough and rolling onto the green right at the pin. Great chance for a hole-in-one with that crosswind. Now we're going with Thor's Hammer and a Titan here to save on a Kingmaker. Max top spin and 2 right spin. Then with Thor's Hammer 6, I'm at the top of +7. Bullseye pretty much in the middle of that fairway island there, and you can see the second bounce poking into the middle rather of that rough. Ball guide going over the middle of the next piece of fairway. So a few references there. But my plus yards, top of +7 with Thor's Hammer 6. Different club levels, of course, may vary. Then we're going to adjust max +5, power 3. Take care of your pull angle here. You don't want to pull yourself too far back. Otherwise, you might not roll out of the rough. So a token or two is advisable. Centre the ball and hit perfect. And you want to get a nice bounce on the island like so. Into the rough. And then you're going to roll out for a very, very easy end bringer wedge for your eagle. And we've only used a Titan. Bit of a warning on this drive. We are a little bit close to the rough, so you might want to tweak it if you are worried about inadvertent OP or a great left. With the quarterback, blue ring touching the rough on the left at the top of +12. Then we're using the Thor's Hammer again. Max top spin with 2 left spin. We're going with the Kingmaker. And then we adjust maximum distance 5% elevation. Again, take care of your pull angle here. Any hint of 1159 on your pull angle and you're going to probably land in the rough directly because you're not pulled far enough back away from the tailwind. Be careful of the overpower here though. You don't want to put anything on inadvertently. 3/4 ball curl to the left, and then we hit perfect. As you can see there, that first bounce is very close to the rough, so if you want to tweak that back a little bit or go with a click or two of underpower, you can do so. You should still roll out nicely. 338 yards. Pin check here, so get that bullseye over the pin. Gives me +4. We're going to play this mid-distance -10 elevation, but first it is time to add our spin. And you can see it's going to be around 1 bar of backspin, might vary depending on your drive distance, but I want the top of the yellow ring touching the rough line, and the ball guide is going to be just over the left edge of the cup. As you can see, those advert boards, thankfully, have been removed. Even if you're not playing this route, they wouldn't have been in the way if you were playing the middle, but on the left, they were in the way. If you want to play left side, you've got a clear view of the green now, thankfully. But anyway, pin check for +4. Would be +6 with Sniper 9 in both of those cases. We're going to play mid-distance, -10 elevation. Make sure it's -10 elevation. And we're using Sniper 10 numbers, centering the ball, hitting perfect here, playing this central route into the rough, onto the green, and dropping right at the pin. Another good chance for a hole-in-one with, yet again, another rough bump, but they are the best way to go, especially on the par 3s of the Milano. Yellow ring, top of the yellow ring, touching the rough line, and then we having a heavy 4.5 backspin. No side spin here, so it's about 4.6 backspin, and I've got the ball guide going just through the hole. Now, this one comes in a little bit hot, so I would probably advise you to go with a click more backspin, maybe 4.7 bars, just to steady this one up. We're going to play this one max -5 power 3 settings for an 8 mile per hour wind. That is going to give me 7.8 rings. High winds, you may have difficulty here because your adjustment is going to take you up onto the fairway pad. So put a tweak in or take a token or two or stick a wind 4 ball on if you can to increase your drop rate. Bouncing in nicely. As you can see though, coming in a little bit hot, so a little bit more backspin might be advised. Apoc and Thorn needed here. Apoc 5 and 6, red ring touching the rough on the left at the top of +10. We then go with 5 top spin and 3 left spin. Apoc 4 will be at P3 max rest. That will be +16, 20% of the red ring overlapping the rough. Then the adjustment here is going to be max distance, 10% elevation. Don't worry about the collision on the ball guide. We're going to use some curl to get round the trees. We're going to go with half a ball curl to the left and just before circle drop as our overpower reference. And the idea here is we land on the first fairway, bounce over the water, second bounce into the rough and roll out. There you can see the bounce into the rough and rolling out down the middle of this fairway here. Drive distance is going to be around 350 yards. Fringe check here. We are going to have the bullseye over the fringe at the back of the green where it meets the green. So it's that first fringe line as we look at it from the ball, in line with the pin. Then we're going to go with a 1.9 backspin thereabouts, bouncing on the fringe, and we want to have the ball guide going to the front of the cup. With a different drive distance, you might need to tweak the spin slightly, but that's the setup I'm looking at. Might need 1.8 backspin, might need 2, but here this was kind of the average drive distance I was getting. 1.9 working nicely. +3 on the fringe check. We're going to play this one 43% slider, 10% elevation, and as always with a Thorn, I'm pulling this one over the bullseye. Loads more information on drive distance, fringe checks, pulling over the bullseye, rings from Min, Endbringer School. All of these methods I use regularly. We've got tutorials for every single one on the Academy tutorial homepage. It's on the channel homepage. Check out that playlist. Perfect ball away. There's the eagle. Finally, onto this month. If you are enjoying the free content here on the channel and want to help out and keep everything free, then please consider making a small donation. All donations are gratefully received and help me out here on the channel, as all of the content here is produced for free in my own spare time. You can do that in one of 3 ways. You can hit the thanks button here on YouTube, you can make a PayPal donation via the link in the description down below, or you can also join us over on Patreon. Details at the end of the video. Monster par 5, we're going with Apoc, Sniper and Thorn. Blue ring touching the rough on the right at +10 with Apoc 5 and 6. 5.8 top spin, and in the end I go with only 1 bar of right spin. So Apoc 4, you will be at P3 max rest and you will have 30% of the blue ring overlapping the rough. Adjustment here is max +10, power 3 numbers. A very long and sometimes tedious par 5 here. This is the only hole really that I didn't manage to drop in this playthrough, but I'm going to give you a tweak on the 3rd shot, which should get you in for the eagle. But bear in mind, not many people, or I guess not everybody, is going to get an eagle on this par 5. It does count as a drop in my opinion. Circle break, overpower. So just at the first point where the circle breaks are overpower reference, hit perfect once we've adjusted max +10, bouncing very nicely, and it's going to roll towards the fairway here. Second shot here, we're going to go with 3.2 top spin, and I want to have the ball guide just left of centre between the rough and the left edge of that bunker there. You can see there's a small sticky spot that I'm finding. There it is, and it is small, but make sure you've got your tip of your ball guide there with the spin added. Now, we're not at max distance of our club, but I'm going to adjust max distance anyway. We're going with 0 elevation, and there's not really much to worry about here. Just get your setup correct, a nice pull angle, no overpower, and make sure you've got that ball guide pointing in the right place. You don't want to point it too far to the right because you might fall down into the bunker. So the aim is key, and you just want to transport the ball nicely down the fairway here to set up our approach with the Thorn. So perfect ball, bouncing over, and there you can see we're getting that little extra roll and parked up nicely on the fairway. Now we're going to do a bottom red pin check. So bottom of the red ring, touching where the pin is there, gives me +2 as my yardage reference. Then we're going to have the spin added next. And you want to add enough top spin to get that ball guide around half a green square through the hole. For me, that's about 2.2 bars. and we're having the inner green ring touching the rough line. Now, I did a different adjustment to what's shown in the video. The one I think you should use based on the miss, I would recommend you go for a +2 bottom red pin check plate, 56% slider, -5 elevation. If I remember correctly, this should take 0.3 off the adjustment in the video, because I over adjusted this one and missed left. You could try that. If it doesn't work, you can always offset the aim slightly to the right, but the speed is very good. So with that tweak, you should be in for the eagle. Good luck. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.